What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Would You Watch It Again? The show review for your movies, anime, and TV shows. And at the end, that's the only question that really matters. Would you watch this over again? I'm your host, D. Today, me and homie Roy are reviewing Suzume. Let's talk about it. All right, Roy, what did you think of the story?
I really liked the story. It was a story dealing with, I guess you can say grief, you know, as Suzume was making her travels across the Japan, trying to close these doors to help, was it Shota out and trying to turn them back to human. You know, she had little stops along the way. She was almost like a runaway child, but eventually, you know, she beats the end goal by turning them back into a human.
Right, finally we are on opposite ends of this discussion. Finally, a movie opposite ends. I did not care for the story at all.
Okay.
I did not care for it. I was wondering, I was like, yo, when I watched the trailer. I was like, yeah, I have no idea what's going on. This is gonna be a good movie. That's how it usually is. But got into the story, I'm like, bro, this shit just keeps happening, and I don't really care what's happening. And I was like, I think this movie was honestly just carried by the animation and the soundtrack.
I'm not completely opposed to that viewpoint because like I think that is part of the problem. Like I did catch myself getting caught up in like the animation, the voice acting, the sounds, just like how good everything sounded in the theater. But I mean, most of the story made sense to me. It's just like certain parts where I was just like, all right, bro, like who are these cats? You know, like who are Dajin?
Nothing's explained, right? Yeah,
it's Sadajin, and then like how long has Sota been doing this? Like, who is this man? Like, why is this even like a romance? I don't even care about the age thing. The age thing is whatever. Like,
that's all I ever thought about. I was like,
it's hard to get out there.
I was like, this thing is a college student, and you're just like, I'm gonna let my teenage daughter just roam the country.
But I've read a lot of people saying it's just like, that's Japan. It's like Japan's just a really safe country. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It is a really safe country. Now, she is doing some wild stuff, just, you know, running around with a chair. But I don't know. I just mainly had issues with the story being tied together, if that makes sense. Like, close all the loose ends. Like, it's over 2 hours long, and I still had questions at the end. That didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah. I'm with you. A lot of things just kept happening, and we know, like, stuff kept happening. We never got a fully description of what was happening or why it was happening. Like, why are these holes popping up? What is this dimension he's in? Why is this nigga doing this job? Is he the only person doing this job?
No, he said he's not the only one doing a job. Like,
oh, did he?
He said there's closers. I come from a family of closers, and it's like, all right, cool. But where are these other closers at? Because y'all talking about Tokyo's about to just completely just get demolished. Somebody else could help y'all out. Like,
yeah, can we phone in a friend? Is there only one of these keys? I have all the questions, bro. All the questions. But honestly, like, I can dismiss all of that because like the animation is just like god tier. Like, this is from the same director who did Weathering with You and Your Name, and it shows, like, it just gives like Studio Ghibli vibes, but like if Studio Ghibli actually like drew their characters as actual humans and not just like characters. But like the animation and the soundtrack of this show is fucking amazing. No, it's top tier.
It is, man. Like you said, you had that theme song stuck in your head the entire time.
Yep.
And like the animation just, oh man, just, I mean, right off the back, I think that's a cool part too. It's like, I don't know why they need to hook us in, but they hooked us in the beginning of the movie too. Like, oh, by the way, this is what you're here for, when they close the first door and then the title screen drops. And it's like,
I live for that. I think that is one of the best things you can do for a movie, is just like have a sequence and then show the title screen. So I think when you show the title screen and then you show the movie, it takes me out of the experience of like the movie somehow. But yeah, shout out to this dude again. I forgot his name. I think it's Makoto. I'm gonna fuck my son's name up. Sorry, Mikoto Shikaki. I'm fucking his name up. Sorry. But yeah, he's done an amazing. He makes ruins of Japan look like a fairy tale. It all looks just amazing. He takes something normal, like when they were just in the karaoke bar, and I was like, bro, I would love to be there. It just looks like a fun time.
It just looks good, man. Like, no, the greenery, the sky, the rain, like when the worm would explode, and it's just the rain, just rainbows and all this other stuff just coming down. It's like, damn.
Yeah, he does good. I like that this was just like a movie just traveling the countryside of Japan all the way to fucking Tokyo. That was awesome. I've never saw it. I didn't even heard some of the cities they went to. I think one was like I'm not gonna even say it because I don't even know the fucking name. I'm gonna fuck it up.
No, but you're right. Like the countryside, like these small little towns, and everybody's so just welcoming and just everything's wholesome. Just really wholesome. Until Sota. I mean, first off, we didn't even talk about it, but Sota being turned into a chair was quite a twist.
It was, bro. I was like, that shit threw me off. I was like, he's gonna be a chair the whole movie. I was like, I've never seen a chair before. That was new. I was like, an animal, yeah. I thought I saw the trailer. I thought like, oh, he's gonna turn into the cat, maybe. Nah, chair. I was like, nigga, why? Why the chair? I think the chair was like a symbolism or something. I was like, he couldn't just like, why couldn't it be a stuffed animal or something?
Yeah,
like something. So off-putting.
It was, and it took a little bit to get used to it, and I was like, look, I just gotta lock in. At this point, just gotta lock in. Don't let it take out you, the immersion. Because even he was like, why am I a chair? Like,
why am I a chair? Don't think about it too hard. It just works. But yeah, I don't like I saw it in sub. Did you also see it in sub?
Yeah, I saw it in sub.
Oh, the voice actor was phenomenal. Like, I loved it. Like, it was really good.
It's super good, man. I've heard these voice actors before, but it doesn't really matter. Like, because like I said, the Japanese voice actors, they put in work. They don't even doesn't even matter. Like, just seeing when Suzume's just like the final scene when Suzume and Sota, when she's trying to pull Sota out and like, I will become the keystone. Like, I don't care. Which was again another confusing part because Dajin was a keystone before, then turns into a cat or whatever, and then he goes to visit the grandpa at the hospital, and the grandpa's like, oh, it's nice to see you again. And I was like, okay, so he's coming back as a human being now? Like, he's done being a keystone? And your grandson's gonna be the keystone now? But it's like, nah, neither one of us are gonna be keystone. We're just gonna put the old cat back in.
I was also confused on why the other keystone, the giant black cat, like the cat's name, but she came up behind the aunt and made her say the nonsense she said to her niece, my daughter, something like that. I was like, why did the cat make her say that? And then also, why did let the giant cat get into the car? She acted crazy.
That's what I was confused. I thought Sadajin was evil then. I was like, okay, maybe he's evil. It's just being here is just bringing out the negative feelings. And it's like, no, it was just how she felt in the moment. She's being a little honest. But then she reassures, yeah, no, I actually do feel like that sometimes, just so you know. But that's not the only way I feel, which is honest. That's honest, and that's how you should be. So, all in all, it was a good movie. It's just the main question, right?
Yeah, main question. Would you watch this over again?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no unless I have a kid and I want to show my kid all of these, sort of anime movies, because these are all pretty wholesome in general. Yeah. It's unless I just want to show them just 15 fire, good to fire-ish anime movies or something like that.
True. Yeah, I'm in the same mode as you. I wouldn't necessarily put this on again to watch. I watched Your Name and Weathering with You I think twice or 3 times, whatever. I enjoyed the art style. I enjoyed the soundtrack to this, but the story just wasn't it for me. Also, it being 2 hours long wasn't a good thing for me. So, yeah, I don't think I would watch this over again. But I would show someone this movie and make them watch it because, I think you would like just the animation alone. So, yeah, I wouldn't watch it over again. Yeah, those are our thoughts. And last some are yours. What did you think of the movie? Have you seen it? Or do you plan on seeing it? Are you watching dub or sub? Let us know what you thought down in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.